Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Divinely Transformed. My name is Lisa, and whether you're new or returning, I'm glad that you're here. I'm really excited about this video because this is going to be the start of a new teaching series I'm going to be starting whenever I am completely done with my work situation. My last day is my last working day is the 26th, and my last day on paper is December 31st. So I'm really excited to be going into this brand new direction to focus on this. So this is going to be your first astrology video. The reason I'm sure that y'all can pretty much figure out the reason. There is one person that really needs this information, which is my divine masculine. The only information I'm giving is the date of birth and the time. Everything else about him stays private. But let's go ahead and get started. So this is a special message for my divine masculine, but this is also a teaching tool to help explain this important aspect in astrology. So I was told to focus on Black Moon Lilith today and its purposes and what it is and how it's designed and how it works. So we're going to talk about that. Black Moon Lilith is essentially our shadow side. It is our ego. It is designed to protect us. So it's there to use when we need it. However, because of the conditioning that most of us have grown up in through abuse and codependent relationships and narcissistic, abusive, traumatic relationships with our parents or people that were supposed to be taking care of us growing up, we can mistakenly perceive very good situations, people, places, and things as perceive them as dangerous because of faulty programming, period. But when we do that, we're actually pushing away all of the good people, places, and things that were meant to, help fulfill us and whatever. And then we're actually suppressing our shadow energy for good, and we're using it in not so good ways. So whenever we do that, the key is to really harness Black Moon Lilith is to use that energy when we need it for things that aren't benefiting us, for people, places, and things that are treating us like shit and not treating us fairly and everything else that goes along with that. That's what that is intended and designed for. However, like I said before, because of the way that most of us have grown up and we've been designed and programmed to go after all the things that are going to harm us and hurt us and push away all the things that are good for us because we think they're too good to be true. Sometimes that is the case, while other times it is not. It just really depends. It's all about healing what's in all that pain within you so that you're not attracting broken people when you're broken inside. So how to harness Black Moon Lilith is basically just using that energy to your advantage instead of letting it roll you to your disadvantage. Wow, I think I just described that way better the second time around, because my first video, it got cut off, and I not only explained it better, but I explained it in a shorter period of time, so there was a good reason for this. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the content of this video. And I hope that this provides the illumination that it is designed for. So, when it comes to birth charts, you can use any website to look up a birth chart. I use astro.cafeastrology.com. I will link it in the description box below. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So, my birthday is 5/9/1980, 12:55 p.m. And for intents and purposes of this video, we're only talking about Black Moon Lilith. Well, my Lilith is in Libra. And it is in the second house. And let me explain what that means. So my Black Moon Lilith is in Libra, and it's in the second house. Second house is the house of Taurus. Self-value, self-worth, the money that I make from the company I own or the place that I work at, and my possessions and the body politic. It rules comforts and luxuries, etc. So, it is important for me to be in the high vibrational characteristics of Libra. I'm sorry about the noise. There's something wrong with my heater, I'm sorry. But anyhow, maybe it's a sign. It probably is. But anyhow, however that sign means for you, you take it what it means. But everything in this video is important, but maybe that specific part was important right before I was saying it. But anyhow, moving on. It's important for me to be in the high vibrational aspects of Libra in order to harness my Black Moon Lilith energy correctly and in a more healthy way. So it's important for me to surrender to being romantic and surrender to romance. It is about being charming and being a great listener, being fair and balanced, being an idealist, and being understanding, and avoiding being lazy, indecisive, unreliable, superficial, manipulative, or unfair and unbalanced in matters of my second house, period. So as long as I'm staying in the high vibrational aspects of Libra, and I'm using my shadow side as I need to my advantage, and walking away from people, places, and things that are harming me and hurting me and don't have my best interest in mind, then that is how I should be using my shadow energy. I can't control it by suppressing it, because when you suppress it, it gets wild and it has to come out, because it should. It's designed to come out. Now, it's not supposed to rule you. So sometimes you have to feed it. And it's best to do that in situations that are just not healthy for you, to make unfair situations balanced. So until I learned to be more romantic, charming, better at listening, being fair and balanced, and having a sense of idealism and having a deep sense of understanding. Before all of that, I was ruining my life because I was giving too much or I was taking too much. And nothing was ever balanced. Just in my personal relationships with money, it was just always a mess because I was always given too much to situations that were toxic for me. And I was not giving enough to situations that were actually good for me. And I worked against myself for 40 years. And then I was just like, oh my God, I've been so extreme my whole life, just out of balance. What? Oh, just too much. And whenever I realized, like, Lisa, you're really overdoing it with people who don't even give a shit. And then you're ignoring the people who do care because you're so focused on winning someone over here that doesn't even care if you live or die, basically. And they're just using the shit out of me, you know? I mean, this... And whenever they were all doing that, it really degraded my self-value and my self-worth. I mean, I never had it to begin with, but, you know, it just gets degraded further and further and further. And then whenever you start making good choices for yourself and you finally break free and you are finally just doing what is best for you, you gain that self-value and self-worth. Just like I did. So, that's if your Black Moon Lilith is in Libra, like mine. And if it's in the second house. But let's go on with the second birth chart. The second birth chart is, this is my divine masculine. I am not going to give his name or the location of his birth, which I'm not even actually super sure about that. I just have a general idea. But anyhow, the birthday is March 26, 1987 at 10:10 a.m. Those were the numbers I was given from the angels. I had very little 3D confirmation over this. So, this is my divine masculine's birth chart, and this video is for my divine masculine to prove to him how his Black Moon Lilith is working against him. So, his Black Moon Lilith is in Cancer. Cancer is all about the home, the mother energy, unconditional love. Well, the way this person's chart is set up, this person did not have a good relationship with their mother. There was something wrong with it. It was either codependent, or it was non-existent, or there was narcissistic abuse that happened. One or all of those things, whatever. But this person does not know true unconditional love. And it is like it doesn't, and he doesn't know it in the sense that he's never experienced it before until recently. But then he didn't know what to do about it or do with it because he had never felt this way before, and it was so strange and it was so foreign that he just rejected it. And this mother had set him up for this karmic wife that he is currently tied to now. And this completely makes sense. Whenever a Cancer, and this person definitely has Cancer in their chart, this karmic wife. Somewhere. I can guarantee it. But anyhow, this person reminds them of their mother. That's why they stay. It's home. It's familiar. They're afraid of change. They know it's shitty. They know it's toxic. They know it's fucking miserable. But they're familiar with that. They know what that shit's all about. My divine masculine has no idea what true nurturing feels like, what it looks like, how it's truly experienced, and what truly happens whenever you surrender to that. My divine masculine has only ever dealt with women who were moody, negative, clingy, unpredictable, suspicious, and resentful. Starting with the mother. And then he meets someone who is none of those things, who is actually creative, intuitive, compassionate, faithful, loving and charming, tenderhearted, and nurturing. And they're like, whoa, I don't know about this. This might be too good to be true. And because they're listening to their programming, they see the experience of how things have ended up to the point that they're in now. They're frozen in fucking fear, and they're afraid to do anything to make good, positive changes for himself. Period. And his black moon Lilith in Cancer is also in the second house. And it is currently affecting his second house very negatively until he makes a decision to love himself enough to walk away from that energy and go towards the unconditional loving energy instead of the nasty negative energy. Yeah. Second house is self-value, self-worth, the money that you make, your possessions, the body politic. And this house will continue to be affected negatively until you practice self-care, creating boundaries against moody, negative, clingy, unpredictable, suspicious, and resentful people. People who are manipulative, people who don't have any love or compassion in their hearts, people who are just not nurturing. They're very destructive, and they're very mean and nasty. A high vibrational Cancer is intuitive, maybe even psychic, depending on how developed they are. And when they're in low vibrations, they're just fucking nasty. I mean, this person is definitely dealing with a very highly evolved demonic person. So this person is very skilled and adept in negative spell work to keep people stuck, spell work to steal, kill, and destroy. That's what the devil does, period. So that is the lesson on Black Moon Lilith. And I think that's been extremely eye-opening. 1818 I just saw on the counter. I will leave the link in the description box below for angel numbers. And in my last video, I saw 1111. So it is extremely beneficial for your foundation to build your foundation solidly from the ground up, my divine masculine. So that's what I have for you for today. And thank you all so much for watching this video. And I'm excited to do more astrology videos in the future. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all soon.